RDTDaily.com presents a Tarabuster with comedian Tara Devlin.
Yo, what's up, guys? Thank you for hanging out. It's Friday night. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. Thank you for hanging out tonight. Sorry. You heard me. You heard me there, Pookies. Check. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Yeah, let me see. What was I going to say? Yes, I don't know. I'm late again. What are you going to do? I'm not going to change the time to 9 because I want the flexibility. I should change it because I'm always late, but you could say I'm early for 9, but let's keep it at 6:30. 7. What time is it? Yeah, 8:30. I'm trying to be better. You don't understand. The time just flies. It creeps up. And I'm like, what the hell? I don't even know. That's our lives going by, right? Oh, well, let's not get too deep right out of the gate. Let's see. Thank you for hanging out. We meet here every Friday, and I see the chat room filling up at youtube.com/C4channel/Tarabuster. Come and hang out with the greatest Americans and the greatest chat room in American history. And say hello. We're going and growing. So if you can become a patron at patreon.com/TaraDevil, and that really helps to keep the show going and growing. I do have a dream that one day we can have a daily show to set time. At this rate, probably, I don't know, maybe in my next life, but it doesn't matter. We still have Fridays and the weekday specials, which I try to do every week, at least once a week. I do try. And yeah, we had a good show on Wednesday, I thought. The Brownings, their book is The Hate Next Door. They were awesome. I wish they could come on as regular guests. They were great. Let me see, do I have their book? Yes. The Hate Next Door. Check it out, really. It was, I read the book. I didn't actually have to admit I didn't finish it, but only because I didn't have the time. I'm gonna finish it. So it's in my, it's what I do when I'm trying to chill out before I pass out at the end of the day. Read a little story about the undercover adventures of Metz and Browning in the white supremacist movement. I don't want to. I guess is it a movement? Only in a way that it's like a bowel movement, but God bless them. They were awesome. And Tawny Browning, what a kick-ass lady. 2 great Americans, and I was really happy to have them on the show. If you missed the show, I'm gonna cut that interview out and put it on as its own thing, but you can watch the entire show on this channel, whatever, now. But I have a lot of things I gotta do. It never stops. I work basically 7 days a week. That's fine though. What am I gonna do? I'll sleep when I'm dead. All right. And I also want to thank Charlie for your non-stop, ever-present support of Tarabuster, emotionally, spiritually, and practically, the practical needs of this show. And I really appreciate it. And I also wanted to say thank you for helping with the community cats. And rest assured that the donations for the community cats do go to the community cats, because Charlie will send donations through PayPal, and the PayPal is how I get the supplies for the community cat. So it's linked up to Chewy, and the comes out of the PayPal, which are the donations from Charlie. So you are helping the cats. So thank you very much. Really, thank you. I don't even know what to say. You're helping me too. helping me spiritually and in every other way. And if you don't forget to check out APS Radio News, because this show is also on APS Radio News as part of Charlie's repertoire. He is a great American. He hosts other independent media personalities, I suppose you would say, and not all of the liberal persuasion, but no one who's like a traitor or anything, but people with different points of view. And he's that's what Charlie is doing. He's a great guy, great person, the real deal. So thank you again. And okay, thanks, Jim, for your super chat right out of the gate. And thank you for being a moderator. Thank you, John. Greetings, Tara and everyone. Thank you so much, John, for your super chat. Let us, celebrate. What does it say on YouTube? It says, let's celebrate. Oh, wow. Thank you. It says, let's celebrate their first super on a live stream. Thank you, John. This is your first super chat on the live stream. Thank you. Oh, I like the way YouTube does that. But I also have to thank you, Jim, because Jim is he's always ever ready, right? With the cover charge on the table, and it means a lot. And also, not only, having, paying the the price of admission, I suppose, but which is nothing. It's all donations. So, but doing moderating work like Haiku, who's always been by my side, and I really appreciate that. And doing the work of being in the chat room. You can't just sit back, kick back, and watch the show. You keeping it a safe and vibrant community for all. We do have a zero troll policy, zero tolerance on trolls. We had a big discussion about it. Because one time we had a troll that was really, they bring nothing to the table. They don't. There's no point to them. And there are plenty of places for them to, inflict their manias on. Go to Twitter. If you've been on Twitter any time recently, you know what I mean. That place is destroyed. Just proving my point that right-wingers really do destroy everything they touch. Everything they get involved in, they denigrate it. I wish it wasn't true. If I'm wrong, you guys point it out to me. I'll talk about it. Give me an example of something that right-wingers took over or I don't know, did and they made it better. Is there anything? I mean, everything. Think about it. Everything they touch, they make worse. They suck. It's like everything. I can't even. Maybe I'm just kind of got blinders on. That's why. Maybe am I not seeing something? What are they doing? What do they do that is worthy? I mean, everything they touch, like Medicare, they made this sham Medicare Advantage plan. They took something that was working, that people like, and not that it doesn't need improvement. Everything that human beings are involved in needs improvement. We work on it. We get better. And they take something that is working, and they don't want to. They're not sincere about making anything better. They want to make it another grift, another way for billionaires to suck profit and discard the American people, like this Medicare Advantage. And I'm looking around because I as I was talking, I remembered I saw there was an article about, and I just don't remember where I saw it, about Medicare Advantage, where seniors are being suckered into it and they can't get out of it. And the thing about Medicare Advantage, it's not an advantage. They shouldn't even be calling it Medicare. And the fact is, they get suckered into it thinking it's something that, hey, it's Medicare. It has the same fucking name. And next thing you know, they're they're being screwed, when they need it, when they get denied, they have to go through the same effing process of that you thought you finally could leave behind when you get on Medicare. You know, you just go to the goddamn doctor, they take your Medicare, you go to the effing and they see you and you go home. You know? You don't have to worry about copay, co-insurance, in-network, out-of-network, deductibles, all this other shit that they do that to keep this, to prop up the measurably worst health care in the Western democratic world. The measurably worse. So that's the Republicans for you. There they are. They got their hands on Medicare. And it sucks. They made it worse. They didn't improve it. All right, I'll be right back. Where did I see that? Was it on Ross Story? There's so many things. And you know, as I was searching tonight, you know, there's other things we'll talk about. I want to talk, you know, Trump is a traitor. He's taken bribes. What do I have on the list? You know, the bribes from China, Trump, the blatantly propaganda video that he released saying that he was sent by God. What is it? What is with these people? What is with these freaks? And they're sent by God. To do what? To shit on the least among us? Because that's what the Republicans do. What is it? I wish you were sent by God. Oh, he's sent by God. I know. I can read their minds. Because gays, right? There were those with the same peepee were forming legal marriage contracts. So Trump came from God. Yeah, he came from God to what? To do fucking what? You think that if Jesus returned, you know they would crucify him again. The conservatives, they would hunt him down. He'd be too woke for them. Just like this Pope Francis, he's ruffling feathers. He's trying to make this Catholic Church, this archaic scam, evolve. And I was raised Catholic, okay? My mother was a nun, okay? I got a picture of her behind me. Maybe I'll get it. Where is it? In her nunnery outfit. Her name was Sister Mary Joseph of the Christ Child, otherwise known as Mom to me. But so I know a little bit about being Catholic. And Pope Francis apparently is telling the rest of his, you know, these freaking misogynists that go into the church because not because they're called by Jesus, but for various reasons, and not all healthy ones. And he is advising them to evolve, to stop, you know, to evolve with the culture as the culture evolves. And he mentioned how the church had, you know, for hundreds of years, over 1,000 years, didn't have any problem with chattel slavery. And he mentioned to them, we got over that, though. We were able to leave that behind, right? Because all of these misogynists who don't want to change, they're not, I mean, what you know, they're sick. Don't get me going, but they aren't, following the Pontifex. What is it? Pontifex Maximus? How do you pronounce that? Pontifex. Yeah, that is Maximus, which is a very interesting title because it goes back to the time of Augustus. He was the first Pontifex Maximus. Right? Am I wrong there? Wait. Pontifex Maximus refers to the chief high priest of the College of Pontiffs. The Pontifex Maximus was responsible for the Roman state cult as a whole and was in charge of interpreting omens, controlling the official calendar, and overseeing funerals. The position was not a real magistrate, And the title suggests that the Pontifex Maximus was the greatest, or the chairman of the College of Pontifices. The office was generally held by a member of a politically prominent family and was a coveted position for the great prestige it conferred on the title holder. Julius Caesar became the Pontifex Maximus. Yeah, it wasn't, so I'm wrong. It wasn't, Augustus was not the first one, but he held that title. Julius Caesar became the Pontifex Maximus in 63 BC and kept the office until his death. The term is also used to refer to the head of the Roman Catholic Church. So it's interesting that that title goes all the way back to ancient Rome. So, but anyway, they, according to their religion, their superstition, the Pope is, what's the hierarchy? It's God, Jesus, and then the Pope. The Pope is the eminence. He's the emissary of God, himself, because God is a man to them. God has a penis, we know, right? 2 balls. He's got a couple of testicles. He's got a phallus, according to them. I don't know why. It's not like he's going to go... what does he do with it? What does he do with it? Besides screw the people. Screw up. It's not even like Zeus, right? Because at least they had some interesting stories. They would come down and they would, get it on with some humans every now and then. They were very randy, the gods, and sometimes they would turn into swans and various animals to carry out a seduction. So, then you could say, okay, I understand why they have a penis. Because they need it. They're using it. Why does this man on a cloud need one? I can't take it. But the Pope is supposed to be, the voice of God. So why are they even bristling at his instructions? Right? Shut your stupid mouths and your stupid red dresses and whatnot, and your golden chalices, and do what your Pontifex Maximus tells you to do. Don't be a douchebag. Don't hate. Why are you hating people anyway? Why? That's not your job. That's Trump's job. That's the Republican Party's job, and they're doing it rather well. So, let's see. Where do we begin? What's going on? Ray. Oh, these two. I might have to get up and separate them. Ray and Boudica are constantly... They chase each other. Then it gets into... They start... I don't know. It seems... It's not real. It's not a real fight. I've seen cats have a real fight, and you know the difference when they're really fighting. It's kind of scary. And they hurt each other. There's blood, there's teeth, hair, claws flying all over. So they're playing, and I think it gets to a point, and Boudica's small. She's smaller than him, but she's tough, but he bites her and she screams, and I don't like it. That's my little booty boo. So I have to. They seem to have settled. We'll see if it comes up again. I might have to get up and just put her and put him in the bedroom and just separate them for a bit. All right. So where do we begin? What's up? Okay. Yeah, it looked like he was playing, right? Right, Heiko? That definitely. Because when I had Boo Boo here, remember Boo Boo, the orange cat who was starving, and he was a little foster for a while. He and Ray used to fight, and they fought for real. And I didn't like it. What is my alpha, Tara? Jonathan said. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? All right, where do we go from here? Let's, there's so many things I want to talk about. Yeah, so, of course, Joe Biden gave a great speech today. I thought, finally, about time, Joe, keep it up. You know? He took it to Trump. That's what you got to do. You don't just, I don't know, leave it up to the imagination. You got to beat it legally and peacefully into the empty skulls of some Americans who they're not paying attention. And this is what's killing us. But I don't really want to go into the whole speech, even though because everybody else is doing it, you know. Well, you don't need me. We're going to talk about Trump's God speech. That'll be funny. But the thing, you know what I'm going to say, because after the speech comes the punditry. Did I say that right? Pundit. I can't talk. Sometimes I just can't say words, but you know, the pundits on MSNBC and CNN and of course, for example, what happened? I was watching MSNBC and they're playing, you know, TikTok videos of some random people saying that I don't like, you're going to vote for Joe Biden? Joe Biden, Donald Trump. Like somebody going around with a microphone. I don't like either of them. Why do we need this shit right now? So he gives a killer speech and lays out the choice. It's democracy or it's autocracy. It's the big lie and every other lie in between and more lies. It's more death. It's more division. It's more insurrection. Or it's the peaceful transfer of power. It's the democracy that so many fought, bled, and died to entrust to us. That gets to continue. And we get to be free. We get to be free to be ourselves. Despite Republicans standing in the way, we get to live authentic lives. No matter what, you know, the world will keep evolving despite them. We get to go to school and study what we want to study, read what we want to read. We get to have discussions on gender studies. You know, they can't do that in Hungary. You think you're free? You could see how freedom is slipping away. These Republicans hate freedom. This like they hate Jesus. Except everything is a show. It's a pantomime. So they say they love Jesus, but they hate Jesus. They would chase him through the streets if he came back, talking all this peace and love shit. You kidding me? These are the people that are like putting razors in the water. So migrants who desperate human beings will cut themselves and drown. Maybe they'll maim themselves permanently. They have no problem with that because they don't think these people are human, you see? You know, even though Jesus talks about when I was a stranger, you welcomed me. Not when I was a stranger, you vilified me, you hounded me, you harassed me, you built a wall, you turned people against me, you tried to kill me in the water, you put booby traps that I couldn't see so I would trip and cut myself open with razors. I mean, how sick are these people? And the fact is, you know, you don't like what's going on. It's overwhelming, the amount of people coming into the country. Then we have to change the laws. You got to figure something out. Change the asylum laws that we wrote after World War II so another Holocaust wouldn't happen again. But Republicans don't want to do it. We talked about it on the last show because they are much more interested in the angertainment of hatred and the photo ops, going to the border, pointing at things, looking very concerned. Of course, one of them, Representative Troy Nehls, gave away the game. And just exactly what I said the last show, that they want to fundraise off this. That's why they go to the border and they point, and they have the photographers there as they're pointing and looking very concerned and saying Joe Biden's open borders. They simply repeat that because that gets into these South American places where that's all they hear. Joe Biden has open borders. Let's go. They want to make the crisis. They want to exacerbate the crisis. But Representative Troy Nehls said, I'm not willing to do a damn, what did he say? I'm not willing to do too damn much right now to help a Democrat and help Joe Biden's approval rating. That's how you work. You see, these are not serious people. They are not sincere partners. They are unfit. They're unfit. They're unfit to hold leadership positions in a modern nation. They're not helping anything. They're not helping this country. They're hurting this country on purpose so they could keep their power. And we've talked about it before. It's political malpractice. It's anti-human. They're just disgusting because they want people to be upset. They want to trigger people. They want to stir the worst aspects of their personalities and the human condition. They want to take all their hatred and anger, and they want to weaponize it against other Americans. This is how evil they are. Am I being? No, they're not evil. They're just people. No, think about it. It has to be called out, just like Trump's insurrection. That just like the fact that Trump is a traitor has to be called out plainly and simply. To do nothing, to make everything worse, so you can keep your phony baloney cushy job, and you're making things worse on the backs of, it's not even the back, I mean on everything, on the souls, on the serenity, on the peace of this country. You know, you're not a patriot. That's not, I mean, it's anti-human. You want people to be upset. You want them to waste their limited lifespan being upset and fearful, not, basking in the fruits of the sacrifices that our ancestors worked for, right? They worked, they sacrificed, they fought, they bled, they died to create this modern society built on the liberal age of enlightenment, inspired by the liberal age of enlightenment. And as Joe Biden said in his speech, we're not perfect. We haven't reached the pinnacle of success. We have a long way to go. And I appreciated that he said that, because the people who wrote the founding documents, they certainly had high ideals, but they didn't come anywhere near those ideals. Of course, when they wrote all men were created equal, they meant all men. And men were white men. That's it. Not darker pigment people, whether you had a phallus or not, or an innie or an outie. It didn't matter. Women were not, they're not men. They weren't, and that's what they meant, They're property, like the chickens and the cows and everything else that a man owns. So, but as we evolve and try to make a more perfect union, I mean, and that we know inherently, we know in our souls, in our hearts, that people want to be valued and self-actualized, and they want to have freedom to be themselves, freedom to pursue what they want to pursue their dreams, pursue, work if they want to in certain professions. Or, we only have this little limited lifetime. So Republicans who take that, to exploit that, to make people afraid, to not do their effing jobs. They're playing tricks on the people who listen to them. Of course, we see right through them. But others, for whatever reason, they want to be treated like shit, I guess. Hold on. We'll be right back. Right. They want to. I mean, isn't that evil? Think about it. Because they're tasked with work, working in the government, representing their communities to help their communities have the basic infrastructures of freedom. That's really what it's about, making sure things are running, it's safe, it's clean. There's, so people can go about their business and live their lives. So they could go to school, they could go to work, they could sit in the park and play the goddamn guitar, They could spend their time with loved ones. They could think, they could dream, they could contemplate. They can, that's freedom. That's part of why people put their ashes on the line. They never felt that kind of peace. And all over the world, there's turmoil. And I think about it actually all the time. I think about the people in Israel, the people in Gaza, the Ukrainians who are, under attack all the time. And we have peace, it's taken for granted. And these Republicans, they take it all for granted. And they don't, I don't know. They just don't, they are committing malpractice. So political malpractice by exploiting the stupidity of the people who are dumb enough to vote for them. For example, actually, before we get to the Trump is God tape, I guess this is a good point to bring this up. For example, I'm sure maybe you saw this. Steve Scalise. You heard about this? Steve Scalise is undergoing stem cell treatment. He is undergoing a stem cell transplant to treat his multiple how do you pronounce that? Myeloma. He has a history of opposing. Although, okay, let me reread this. Although he has a history of opposing embryonic stem cell research, right? Stem cell treatments for me, not for thee. There is nothing more disgusting, and it really is emblematic of what the Republicans are. This is what I'm talking about. Do they bring anything to the table? Do they make anything better? So all this time that Democrats, normal people, are trying to invest in advancements of science and medicine to help people through tragic or serious illnesses that at one time, not too long ago, were a death sentence. And there are breakthroughs and people are getting their lives back, which is a miracle in itself. And all the while, government does what it's supposed to do. It funds these research projects. That's what we're doing, right? We invest in things, so maybe one day that'll help. It'll help us. It'll help our what do you call that, progeny, and it help, if not us, people in the future will benefit. So, but all of the while, he has stood in the way of stem cell research, standing athwart history, as William F. Buckley described conservatism. There's Steve Scalise standing in front of anyone that wants to advance medicine with stem cells or stem cell research, standing there yelling, stop. Even though he knows it works. He knows it works so much, he's now fucking doing it. He's doing it for himself. What a hypocrite, right? Hypocrisy is the mother's milk of conservatism. And like I always said, they want all the benefits of civilization, but none of the responsibilities we have to each other. And, you know, what gets me about this, too, is that, you know how, I mean, everything about Republicans gets on my nerves, but they always talk about, oh, they're virtue signaling. There goes the Dems virtue signaling, which I'm like, what? Like what? What are we signaling? Like, for example, Ted Cruz brought up the Ukrainian lapel pins that people are wearing, the American flag and Ukrainian flag lapel pins, and Ted Cruz is very triggered by that, saying, "Oh, that's like they're virtue signaling about it." And then, like, what are they virtue signaling? That we are pro-democracy? That we stand with you against autocracy? Yeah, I would think that's a fucking virtue you want to signal. But I don't everything is virtue signaling. Isn't when you wrap your AR-15 in bacon and go, bing, 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 machine gun bacon, yum, as Ted Cruz did. Isn't that virtue signaling? You're signaling you have no virtues. You have no decency. That's a signal to the others. Like, I'm just as dumb and useless and violent and ugly as you all are, as the Republican Party is. I'm one of you. Isn't saying Democrat Party instead of Democratic Party? That's a virtue signal, right? That's the gang sign. Hey, yeah, I'm one of you. I'm as dumb as you. Yeah. But you understand, they don't believe it. They just play along. And meanwhile, and that's why it's evil, because they don't believe it. They know that stem cell research is good, that it saves lives. But it's because it comes from embryonic stem cells. It's abortion. Don't get me going. That's another thing. You know, Joe Biden brought up abortion today as a something about, an example of freedom. It is. It's freedom. You know, the freedom to go to the doctor and have choices without some stinking Republican troll sticking his big Republican nose in between and telling you, I'm sorry, you're going to have to die, bitch. But, you know, that's not freedom. But as I say, and I wish Democrats would say that, abortions go down under Democratic policies, but okay. They're virtue signaling. They don't want baby stem cells to come from, I don't fucking know, right? That's their problem with it. It's more hypocrisy. As is, case in point, Steve Scalise. Because as soon as he needs it, oh shit, give me some of those stem cells. Where's your virtue? Where's your convictions? They have none. You know, in order to have the courage of your convictions, you got to have some convictions. They have no courage or convictions. they have whatever they need to have that will get them more power. And the power to do what? It's the power to get their ass licked. Okay? That's it. By billionaires, hang out with billionaires, smoke some cigars, feel like you're, big man. The power to get your health care for life. To have everybody go, yes, sir. Yes, Senator. Yes, Representative, Congressman. Don't you know who I am? That's what they want. Don't you know who I am? I mean, they're not fighting for anything but themselves. Their own cushy, phony, baloney jobs. Because as soon as they need it, they got it. It's like PPP loans, or it's like that tweet we talked about a couple of shows ago with Lauren Boebert. That tweet that said, when she began to run for Congress, God help us, that she was like, I was raised, or whatever, something like, by a single mom. No, I don't know. She said, I grew up, no, that's what she said. I grew up on welfare and standing in line for government cheese. And now I'm running for Congress. That's a real success story. So let's vote for me so I could stop government, and so people can, get a start in life. She said, I mean, this whole, like, the fucking cognitive dissonance is astonishing. Hold on. We'll be right back. But that's what I'm talking about. Welfare for me, not for thee. I grew up on welfare, eating government cheese, waiting in line for government cheese. So let's pull up the ladder. Now that I'm set, bitch. I got a phony baloney job in Congress. She is a don't you know who I am. We have her on tape when she was being kicked out of the Beetlejuice show, where she was being given a hand job to somebody she said she was on a first date with. But we know either way that rolls, she don't look too good, because either she's on a first date and she's acting like, not too respectable woman, or she's an adulterer, and actually that's what she is. So, because she was seeing that person for a while. I don't think your marriage is going to do too well when you're out there cheating on your husband, Lauren. And then, of course, we played videos of her. Lauren, let me see if I have that one, talking about her. Oh, I hate them all. Talking about how if you are, godly, then your man, this is how you save your marriage. She's giving marriage advice to people, but telling them to be godly and put God first, and then your man will love you and you'll never get divorced because God, and they're like applauding this. Marriage advice from Lauren Band from the Bowling Alley Boebert, who married a guy that showed his dick to underage girls on a date at a tacky bowling alley where he was meeting her family for the first time. I mean, the whole thing is incredible. But there you go. There you go. Here she is. Right. Let's see.
Going to food banks and standing in line waiting for government cheese, and then seeing that there was a better way out. I started working at a local McDonald's at 15 years old, and that first paycheck showed me that I could do a better job taking care of myself than the government ever had.
Well, Well, give back all that food you ate. Give back all that cheese and all that money you took. I could do a better job. Because it's like, I don't need that. I've already used it. I don't need it anymore. That means, I'm a self-made woman. I don't need it anymore, so you shouldn't need it. I needed it, but now I don't need it, so it sucks. And you shouldn't use it because you're a taker. And government sucks. Government, but please sign me up. Government, but give me mine. Give me mine. I need mine. Like the PPP loans and they're so full of shit. Oh, here's Lauren's marriage counseling.
Are you struggling in your marriage? Begin to speak life into your marriage. Ladies.
Shut your hole.
You are called to something great.
I'm choking.
In your marriage.
In your marriage.
The power that you have in Christ for your marriage is unmatched. And if you start chasing Jesus with everything that you have, I promise you, your husband will chase you chasing Jesus.
Jesus. Really?
To be able to speak life into a marriage that seems like it's ending.
Why weren't you? It seems like it's ending.
So powerful.
Isn't it powerful? I saw you chasing somebody's junk in public. How come you weren't chasing Jesus? Right, she's inspecting the beef. And exactly, Trucker John on the chat. What an ingrate. What a fucking ingrate. They want all the benefits, but none of the responsibilities. And I have said that for years, that Republicans, they don't have the manners or the maturity to simply say thank you. Just say thanks. They think, they take everything for granted. That's what I should say. That's what I'm trying to say. They think, people built this country. They built they made the regulations that made the construction industry have to build houses and apartment buildings to code so they wouldn't fall down on people's heads like they do in other countries. There has to be some planning. We are interdependent. We're an interdependent species. So for them to go off about how, individual they are, they're just tedious, like tedious children who are they don't understand. You can't really, you could forgive the children because they don't have a grasp yet. They're not mature. They haven't grown up. They haven't seen the world. What is their excuse? What's the Republican excuse? And now, as far as Lauren Boebert, I don't know about her. I think she's just a dumbass, but she might actually truly believe that, she's self-made and all this. She's in denial, of course. People like Steve Scalise, I'm sure he understands what a dirtbag he is, what a dirtbag move that is. Because think about all the people who could have benefited from research, or humanity as a whole, if not for the right-wingers standing in the way of the research for all these years. Who knows how much further along we'd be in helping people. But they don't want to help people. They just want to virtue signal how ignorant they are. They want to virtue signal to the other ignoramuses that, hey, man, I'm with you. Vote for me, because the last thing I want to do is have to go out there and get a real job where I have to work. I'll have to show results. I'll have to justify my position. And I'll have to, what'll happen if I lose my job and I don't have any more insurance? Because I got cancer, says Steve Scalise, right? He needs his lifetime insurance, courtesy of you and me. You know, he can go to, what is that? That Army hospital, as they all go to. He can go there for free. All right? Everything's free. I mean, when I was in the military, that was great. You just go to the doctor when you're sick. You're like, sign here. Okay. Doctor's like, okay, great. Go over there. Get your prescription. Boom. Bye. They're not, cha-ching. Who's your insurance? What's your insurance? What's your copay? What's your out-of-network, in-network? Shut up. It's exhausting. But, Lauren has health care for life now. So, courtesy of you and me. But she'll tell everybody how she pulled herself up by her bootstraps and she did all she could to repeal that Obamacare. That filthy, dirty Obamacare. Except for the pre-existing conditions protections. Because, everybody likes that. Oh, I can't take it. I cannot handle these people. You know what? That's not really true. I can handle them. I just can't handle others. I can't handle all the dum-dums who fall for them. Who don't see right through them. To me, it's like I took the red pill and I fucking see them, man. I see. It's like, what's that movie where there were aliens and only you could see them when you put on a pair of glasses. That's what it feels like. Because I see them. I see how horrible they are. I see the scam, the show. Why don't others see it? Now, others, the maggots, they don't see it because they're racist. It's like when we were talking to the Brownings, there are some very sick people in this country. It's very racist. And then there are the kind of, the light racists. They're just right under the surface. They're upset that they can't say the N-word, and they say things and then somebody will point it out like, wow, that's racist. And they're like, I'm not racist. These are the ones that they go to CPAC to the Are You Tired of Being Called a Racist When You Know You're Not seminar. All right, hold on. If somebody's calling you a racist, and if one person calls you a racist and you're like, okay, whatever. If you're living your life and many people are calling you a racist, then you might want to look at yourself. Jonathan on the chat is asking me what I'm wearing. What is your outfit? You look nice. Thank you. It's just a black shirt. That's it. It's just a nice black shirt that my aunt bought me for Christmas. Okay. My wonderful aunt. Isn't that weird? Aunt. When I was a kid, I didn't understand. Why are they ants? I was thinking aunt, A-N-T. But it's just, other people say aunt. We say aunt. We've said aunt forever. Aunt. It's kind of stupid. We should say aunt, but we say aunt. Well, this stupid accent of mine. What can I do? What if I started talking like English? Wouldn't that be better? I'd probably have more patrons if I had an English accent. At least I don't have a Staten Island accent. That's the absolute worst accent you can have. It's really bad. Oof. There are some worse accents, I guess. I don't know. I don't think so, really. Maybe I'm bi. I know you've heard it. You've heard the Staten Island accent. It's really that Tina Forte accent. So she, AOC. Oh, I hate them all. Oh God. Whoa, hold on. What was I looking up? Because when we were talking about people wanting to say the N-word, I saw this. It reminded me of something I just saw with Charlie Kirk. I just don't remember where I saw it. Because he's upset that he can't say the N-word. That's what it was. He was upset that he didn't understand. Why? Why can't he wear blackface? That's what he was saying. Why would he be called a racist? They're so indignant about not being able to wear blackface. Like, they're really being held down. Their creativity is thwarted. They can't be fully actualized human beings without dressing up in blackface. Oh, here, I have it, actually. Let me see. Let me export it. I just didn't export it. Charlie, we're doing some producing right on the air. That's how it goes. Okay. Okie doke. Give me 1 second. It is processing. Here we go. Okay. I can't take these people. Come on, people. If you can, become a patron. Something. Do something for me. For once in your life. I'm only kidding. Because Charlie Kirk, it's the fix is in, man. They get like billionaire benefactors. I'm not kidding. And we only have each other. That's what they do. The billionaire, they understand that because they have nothing and everything is a show. So these billionaires fund, like the example I was using for a long time is the Breitbart website. The Koch brothers gave that terrible, horrible person, Andrew Breitbart, $6 million he started the website. So he had started it, and then the Koch brothers came along and gave him $6 million to they got a townhouse in Washington, D.C. that became their offices, and they just hired a bunch of people to make this website. And it doesn't matter if it turns a profit. It doesn't have to turn a profit because the profit is not in its business model. The business model is propaganda. And this is why we're in this boat. Not just because of Breitbart, it's because of propaganda. That's how it starts. And we have been inundated. And that's why, when the corporate media is like, it's not breaking through. It's because... with Joe Biden's successes are not breaking through. With low unemployment, jobs, everything is exceeding expectations constantly. The soft landing with this recession that the Republicans and everybody else was saying was coming, and the inflation coming down as faster than any other Western democracy, and it's just not breaking through. That's because, of course, the corporate media will, after Joe Biden gives a great speech, and we get amazing news about the jobs that were created, that it exceeded expectations again, and that salaries are up, that for the first time in forever, and all these other stats like manufacturing. We're finally manufacturing things in the country again. And what do they do on MSNBC? They show TikTok videos of people going, I don't like them. I can't, right? I was going to vomit. So that's what we do after he gives this great speech. It's getting a lot of accolades. So let's go right. Don't even give it a minute to discuss it. As you discuss it, throw in some TikTok videos of people saying, "Oh, he's old. I don't like him," and then others saying, "I will not vote for him." Who are these fucking people anyway? It's not like they're some, influencer. These are random TikTokers, TikTok people, whatever you call them. I don't know. Just go out. They said to the producer, go out on TikTok and just, find me some videos of some randos bashing Joe Biden. Don't pay no attention to the warning, that we have less than a year to smash fascism into history's trash pile again and again and again. Just keep telling, no matter what. Get it out there that all the young people, everybody hates Joe Biden because that as if that doesn't have an effect. Of course it does. We're a bunch of followers. That's it. That's what human beings are. People want to be in the club. You don't want to be left out of the club. And if the club is saying that, oh, he's too old, you don't want to be the contrarian. I mean, I don't care. I'm talking about others. People are like that. It's wired in us to be one of the crowd because that's how we survive. The worst thing you could do in our evolutionary history was to kick people out of the tribe. They wouldn't survive. You would die. So you had to go along. So what do you think they're doing? There's no social contagion going on here. It's not like we're talking to Rhodes Scholars, right? It's not like we're talking to political, masters. Like they really have their fingers on the pulse of what's going on in the world. They're not like political scientists. They just know. Oh, and then somebody said on one of these shows, I don't know. What has Joe Biden done for me? Said one. What has he done for me? What? What do you want him to do? What do you want him to give you a hand job? You want him to come over and give you a neck rub? Do you need to pick up your glasses at Cohen Optical? What has he done for me? What has he done? I don't understand that. What has he done for me? He saved you from a fucking authoritarian dictator. Yeah, that's for starters. He, started to invest in the country. He's setting us up for success. Infrastructure Week is no longer a laugh line. I don't get it. What has he done for me? I don't understand. What do you think he's going to do? Right? It's kind of goes in with what I'm saying that it's childish. It's really childish the way people think. What has he done for me? Well, stop thinking about me. What is he supposed to do for you? Anybody know? I mean, he's supposed to mow your lawn? What has he done? So then you have the fascist media that's constantly talking about how everything sucks. And then you get MSNBC and CNN and the so-called liberal media going, people think he's too old. Constantly. I'm banging my head against the wall. But let me see. Here's Charlie Kirk. He's very upset that he doesn't feel free. And it goes along with, it's kind of validating my thesis that Republicans simply do not feel free unless they can call somebody the N-word.
silly questions, but the answers are all... No, these might sound like silly questions, but the answers are all across the board. There's no catechism of rules. It's just who's in power gets to enforce it. If I wear blackface, is it racist? Yes or no?
If you need to fucking ask that, you need somebody to point that out. So if Trump's in office wearing blackface is okay, that's what he thinks. Okay.
I use the N-word. Is it racist? Yes or no? And there, if your answer is yes, then tell me why, because then you must yield back to a definition of which people cannot give you. And if they give you a definition, it is completely and totally across the board.
What? Why is saying the N-word? He needs somebody to explain why it's racist. You see? And he's got a fucking show, guys. He's got a show that is, when you search political podcasts on any platform, on Google, because I've done it, I do it periodically, because it drives me up a wall, and he comes up. Shows like him. Who's the other one with the eyebrows? You know who I'm talking about. The incel with the eyebrows, who looks like an incel. All these horrible white men who are boys, man children. Why is blackface and see, this is a guy with millions of followers that is being funded by these billionaire benefactors. And he sits in a chair and he spews venom and poison into the ears of easily led people. And he's actually asking why saying the N-word is racist. And somebody needs to explain it to him. Right? Well, it's racist. Let me explain. Charlie, I know try to keep up. I know you're not that smart. The use of blackface and the N-word is racist because of the deeply rooted historical dehumanization and derogatory connotations towards black people. That's why. It's dehumanizing. We're trying to grow and evolve out of that. We're trying to make a more perfect union. We're trying to be respectful, and how else are you gonna live in a culturally diverse, multiracial, liberal democracy if you aren't, in the very least, that's all you're asked to be, is just be respectful. Call people what they want to be called. If they say, I don't want to hear the N-word, it's painful. It holds a history of pain and dehumanization. It's a visceral pain that's passed down through generations. It's the last word that many people who were used and abused and didn't know freedom their entire life, it's the last word some of them heard while the Charlie Kirks of their time were sending them to their cold early graves for no fucking reason. That's why it's a racial slur. I mean, as far as the N-word, it's a has a history of being a racial slur. Going back to when black people were treated as subhuman and subjected to inhumane treatment. And also it's recognized at this time, it's pretty much universally recognized by normal people as offensive and degrading and dehumanizing and evoking painful memories. But I guess that's too woke to think about that. We try, because we are decent people. We try not to evoke or trigger painful memories in others. that we're trying to live amongst, you should try it sometime, because it actually makes it actually makes a more perfect union. To simply consider others. Just for a second. I know it's unusual. It's unusual, Charlie. I know that you're so put upon being at the pinnacle of human evolution as a straight, so-called, straight acting at least, white male at the top of, the food chain. I know how put upon it must be for you to have to limit that your complete dominion over the world. But things, I know it's very upsetting to you that things are changing, and that's why woke is so upsetting to you, because what woke is simply as PC was before. It's simply not being a dick to others. It's being decent to others. It's considering others. It's putting yourself in other people's shoes. And similar, when blackface, when it involves individuals who aren't black or darker pigment, darkening their skin, to portray a black person or someone with darker pigment, it's been used historically to perpetuate painful racial stereotypes and to mock the black community. So that's why it's kind of frowned upon. Yeah. So it's probably too complex to somebody as dull as a Charlie Kirk, who would, as dull as somebody that would want to join a cult called the Republican Party. So it's hard. It's really hard for them to keep up, because it's complex, the deeply intertwined legacy of racism and discrimination. But that's why they're considered, doing those things, wearing blackface, saying the N-word, is considered racist and offensive. I hope that clears it up for Charlie, but I doubt it. Because they're not really asking the question so they could be better people. They're asking so they can continue to be as horrible as they are and, trigger people. Hold on. All right. Let me see. I hope I explained it well to you, Charles. Have you seen what I'm saying? These fucking people. These people. He's got millions of viewers and followers, like the most stupid people. Right? When you think of that other one. Who is that other one? The guy, the MMA fighter asshole. That everybody, Joe Rogan. And they're playing that clip of saying, Joe Biden actually said that the Revolutionary War, they took over the airport. Wouldn't you think that's kind of that would be a barrier to you becoming the president? And they're going on and on about what a disgrace it is and how stupid Joe Biden is for saying that, the airports were taken over in the Revolutionary War, and how, that is simply a disqualifier that shows how much his brain is broken and he has dementia. And then the producer, not a cat, he has a real producer. The producer chimes in and says, that was Trump. That was Trump, you dumb Of course, he didn't say that, but... And what Biden was doing was talking about when Trump said that George Washington took over the airports. He did everything he had to do. He took over the airports. The Purple Mountains, Majesty. The ramparts. What's a rampart? What's a rampart? He did it all. He's getting a lot of notice. He's doing some very good things nowadays, George Washington. He's like Frederick Douglass. He's been getting noticed more and more nowadays for everything he's been doing with those ramparts. He's doing it all. And then what do they do? What does Joe Rogan do? Oh. That's it. They just keep going on. Oops. They don't say, oh, gee, I'm a fucking idiot. Oh, and speaking of, okay, he did everything he needed to do. He took over the airports. This guy is a dumbass. I mean, there's so many times where it is so clear that Trump doesn't know his ass from his elbow. So I guess that's a good way to get into. Let's play that God video before we lose our Progressive Voices audience. Oh my! I couldn't believe it. Then I don't know. Should I let it? I don't know. Should I? You know how hard it is for me to let these videos play right through before chiming in, but I will try. I might have to stop though. Fair warning.
And on June 14th, 1946, God looked down on his planned paradise and said, I need a caretaker. So God gave us Trump. God said, I need somebody willing to get up before dawn, fix this country, work all day, fight the Marxists, eat supper, then go to the Oval Office and stay past midnight at a meeting of the heads of state. So God made Trump.
Where's Trump? He's meeting with the heads of state. Honey, we have his schedule. It's public. He never came down before fucking 2:00. He was up in his bathrobe, jerking off to Fox News during what was called executive time. He also took more vacations and time off than Obama did. He took more time off and more vacations than Obama did okay, how am I going to put this? Obama did in 8 years and Biden combined. Biden in the 4 years combined. That's how much he hates, what a scam artist. He's just a fucking scammer. He's also took bribes and whatnot. It was all a means for him to suck on anything. Sell this country off. Sell it out, I should say. While he jerked off.
Somebody with arms, strong enough to rustle the deep state.
I love how that video where everybody's embarrassed that he pushes his way through and the whole world is like, what a dick. Of course, that's in the video. Because when it's opposite worlds. Being an asshole is being great to Republicans. That's how horrible they are. You realize that? They think this is good behavior. They think this is a sign of a leader when it's the sign of weakness. It's the sign of absolute and utter weakness. He is the weakest bitch that ever squatted in the White House despite receiving fewer votes. But okay.
Somebody with arms, strong enough to rustle the deep state, and yet gentle
whatever
enough
that
to
is.
deliver his own grandchild.
So did you hear what he said? Strong enough to wrestle the deep state and then go home and deliver his grandchild. Like he was there. Come on. Bada. Put her right here. Put her right here. I'll catch him. Bullshit. He's a germaphobe. You think he's going to be watching a human being come out of someone's vagina? out of his you're talking grandchildren, his daughter. Either he saw his daughters give birth, I doubt it, because he wants to bang his daughter, or his useless sons, his spawns, you think their wives are gonna want this orange rapist coming into the delivery room with them? Yeah, Matt on the chat. Nice to see you. He's a doula. He went home and he delivered his grandchildren. He took over the airports. He delivered the grandchildren. This is going to go down in history. And because Haiku on the chat said this must be a parody. It will. It will be in history. It will be universally reviled. Make no mistake. He took over the airports. He delivered his grandchildren. If only to see his daughter's vagina. But then, there's that thing that sometimes happens to men when they see their wives or girlfriends give birth. They get this mommy thing that, it's kind of grosses them out. And then they don't want to bang them anymore because they consider them like mothers. I've heard about that. I don't know if it's true. I'm sure it happens. Yeah, it's got to be weird, right? Then you're like, I can't bang you. You're a mother. And then it's just weird, right? You see some human being come out of somebody's body. It's got to be strange. He took over the airports.
To ruffle the feathers, tame cantankerous World Economic Forum.
Cantankerous.
Come home hungry. Have to wait until the First Lady is done with lunch with friends. Then tell the ladies to be sure and come back real soon.
Are you fucking kidding me? He had to wait while his trophy wife number 3 was eating lunch with a bunch of other bitches that were complaining about having to decorate the White House, and nobody gives a shit. That's a direct quote. I don't give a shit about it. And then why are you showing me a clip of Melania, trophy wife number 3, tripping? Oh yeah, I know why. Because it tries to give the impression that Trump really cares. Because he caught her. No, he didn't. Get your grubby small hands off me, you rapist. Melania was eating lunch and I had to wait. Like he would. Like he'd wait. He would wander in like Steve Martin in The Jerk, saying, I don't need anything. It was stolen, I tell you. Oh man, that's the Progressive Voices theme. Oh guys, listen, there's more show at youtube.com/cforchannel/Tarabuster. Come on over, subscribe, hang out Friday nights 8:30ish p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Become a patron at patreon.com/TaraDevil. I will get the memberships on YouTube going soon because I got a lot to do. It just takes time. All right. Thank you for indulging. Thank you, Charlie, from APS Radio News, for everything you do for the community, cats, and the community. We will win. We're on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. We stick together, we win. I'll see you soon. All right. He waited for his wife. I can't. This is what's so disgraceful, though. Every time I saw this, it made me want to puke. That these poor guys and women who, these Marines that had to salute that dirtbag, that draft dodging, tax cheating, wannabe dictator scumbag coming down the steps. This is a clip, I think, if I remember correctly, of some disgraceful thing had happened and he came home looking really dejected. And I guess they put it in there because he looks like he's tired. He's always tired. He's not that healthy. He's very unhealthy. He doesn't eat right. He doesn't exercise. He's got incontinence. He's addicted to Adderall. He smells. Not like a bed of roses. He is a mess. And God, please let me see the day when the day comes and he gets dragged to prison. That's going to be that great getting up morning. Look at Booty. She's so good. Boudica.
The First Lady is done with lunch with friends. Then tell the ladies to be sure and come back real soon.
Be sure to come back real soon, y'all. And then tell the ladies to come back real soon. Why? What? And then and while you're telling them, fucking trip on the lawn? Oh, Melania, I love you so much. Now imagine, now we know this is a trophy wife, of course, number 3. Can anybody imagine them, making love, staring into each other's eyes, sharing that moment? Please. He does it, gets, doggy style so that she can read a magazine.
And mean it. So God gave us Trump. I need somebody who can shape an axe, but wield a sword.
Shape a fucking axe? Try picking one up. I need somebody that can do one push-up. Just one. But it's not him. And wield a sword. Honey, you're not wielding. You're not wielding a sword. You're stroking a sword. It's much to the utter disgrace of America. And wield a sword? He could barely get out of bed. He could barely touch his toes.
Who had the courage to step foot in North Korea.
And why? Why is that courageous? The courage to step foot in North Korea? The courage to give a tin pot dictator everything he ever wanted and dreamed of? To legitimize him? To denigrate and disgrace the United States? To lower the United States in the eyes of the world and give everything to North Korea and get nothing in return. Give North Korea the photo op. Elevate Kim Jong-un. Give him the big propaganda win that they will continuously utilize forever. Making him look real strong. There's no way this family's going to get toppled. Have the courage to give Kim Jong-un everything he ever dreamed of that every other president would not ever dream of doing for this filthy, murdering dictator. Why is that courageous? It's weak as shit. It betrays his stupidity. It betrays a stunning lack of knowledge, historical, mental, everything, spiritual, have absolutely no ability to make a deal with anybody. He got nothing. He got nothing from them. They did nothing. Yes, he's Anthony on the chat. He's doing the reach around. That's it. He gave Kim Jong. He might as well have just dropped to his knees and filleted him right there, on the line there, on the border, on the demilitarized zone. Shut up, Jonathan, on the chat about what I'm wearing. Tara's wearing sweats. How do you know? And I mean shut up like in a nice way. Like, I'm not trying to yell at you. But what do you care about what I'm wearing? I ain't no fashionista. Booty, come here, honey girl. Booty. Come here, boo-boo. I got you. I got a little booty right here. Booty. Let's kiss Boudica. Boudica. I always sing that to her. I want to kiss Boudica. All right. Everybody's tuning out.
Who can make money from the tar of the sand, turn liquid to gold.
No. You're a broke-ass bitch. Begging a bunch of dumbasses to send you their socialist security money. He can make money from tar, gold, or whatever. He's not an oil magnate. He owns a casino that he bankrupted. He couldn't make money in a fucking casino. He could not make money in it's like that's like the license to print money. I know, it's so weird, Jonathan on the chat. He says it's so weird. Please stop playing this. It's tough, I know. All right, I won't stop it. We have to get through it together though.
Who understands the difference between tariffs and inflation will finish his 40-hour...
Explain. I'm sorry. I promised I wouldn't stop, but then I stopped 2 seconds later. Explain the difference. Give us the elevator speech. Dum-dum. Yes, haiku. This is worse than a cult. It really is. It's astonishing. I hope that they go the full Jim Jones. I really do.
A week by Tuesday noon, but then put in another 72 hours. So God
really?
made Trump.
Bullshit.
God had to have somebody willing to go into the den of vipers, call out the fake news for their tongues as sharp as a serpent's. The poison of vipers is on their lips, and yet stop. So God made Trump. God said, I need somebody who will be strong and courageous.
Is that what he said?
Who will not be afraid or terrified of the wolves when they attack.
What wolves?
A man who
oh,
cares
you see
for the
the subliminal... Let's see what's in there. What's the subliminal? Won't be afraid of the wolves. Now, who is that? Who is that? They put some subliminal, frames in there. Who is that? I don't recognize that. It's got to be one of the, Trump accusers. I thought that could be E. Jean Carroll in there. And I hope it is, so she can get another $24 million out of this piece of dirt. Look at that puss. That fucking puss on his face. Scumbag. The worst human being who ever inflicted itself on the planet. What have we done to deserve it?
I need the most diligent worker to follow the path and remain strong in
diligent
faith
worker.
And know the belief of God and country.
God!
Somebody who's willing
there
to...
he is, jerking off a flag. For the dumbasses, he uses a flag to wipe his, after he bangs a porn star.
Bring back manufacturing and American jobs.
Do you believe this? He's bringing back manufacturing. He needs, God needed Trump to bring back manufacturing. No, that was Joe Biden. That's Joe Biden. And we have the charts to prove it, the math. Can you believe these absolute Nazis?
Somebody who's willing to drill, bring back manufacturing and American jobs.
I can't. The lies. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Farm the lands, secure our borders, build our military.
What's the securing borders? There's a bunch of people eating. Secure our borders with the wall that's not built.
Build our military, fight the system all day, and finish a hard week's work by attending church on Sunday.
Like never. It never happened. Except, you know who attends church every Sunday? Joe Biden. That's who. How come we don't have any pictures of Trump attending church on Sunday? And unless he needs to hold up a Bible upside down for a photo op. And he didn't even go into the church. He just dispersed the crowd with thug tactics and fascist Nazi tactics and tear gas. The peaceful crowd, and which included a lot of foreign journalists that were beaten because he hates America. He hates the Fourth Estate. He hates the pillars of democracy. This proves it right here. Change everything here and put in Biden, put in Obama. Watch the fascists lose their minds. Oh, he thinks he's a king. He wants to be a king. And now, remember, we were talking about it the last show about when Obama started signing executive orders because he realized he finally gave up on the filthy fascists. They're not going to work with me. He tried, much to my frustration. He kept trying. He kept saying things like, "Oh, the fever will break," and it never broke. It never broke. Because it's not. That's who they are. You can't change something that doesn't want to change. It is what it is. A bird is gonna fly. A fish is gonna swim, and a fascist is gonna suck. It's gonna not do its job. It's gonna exploit everything it can exploit. It's going to lie. It's going to manipulate. It's going to obstruct. It's going to call you everything it is, while it whittles away at the pillars of democracy from the inside, the outside, upside, downside.
Attending church on Sunday, and then his oldest son turns and says, "Dad, let's make America great again."
His oldest son lifts his head up from the mirror after doing a line and says, "Let's make Trump, let's make America great again." As if that ever happened.
Dad, let's build back a country to be
Dad,
the envy of the world
me and
again.
you. Let's build a country that's going to be that's the envy of the world again. That's what Joe Biden's doing. You see, when this con man was squatting in the White House despite receiving fewer votes, we were reviled in the world. We were embarrassed. Remember Helsinki? Where's the transcripts? That's what I wish Democrats would say. Oh, I want to see the transcript. Where's the whenever they go, where's the server? What happened to the server? Where's the transcript? I want to see the transcript. What happened to the transcript of Trump and Putin's secret meeting that Trump confiscated? Well, there were no Americans in there taking notes, thanks to Trump. He didn't want them there, just like he didn't want them in the Oval Office when he met with Sergei Lavrov, the friggin' spy, who, what do you call it? When he gave the Israeli intelligence to the Russians, he just gave it to them, spewed it, even though it was part of our Five Eyes agreement, and it was the 5 countries that we all kind of look out for each other, and the Israelis, the level of top secret, I don't even know. It's like a level that is not, it's not, it's like for your eyes only kind of secret intelligence. He gave it right to the Russians. He just gave it, just spewed it out because he wants to show what a big man he is. Why? Because he's a small man. Is he a man? I mean, to call him a man is to give him a promotion. He's not a man. He's a monster. He's a beast. He's a succubus. He's a parasite. That's all he is. He just wants to grift and get money and suck on everything that fill that rapacious hole that is where his soul should be. He's a goddamn traitor. And well, after this, we'll talk about how he took all the money from the Chinese and used the office of the presidency to enrich himself, despite laws, despite the emoluments clause and everything else.
God made Trump.
God made Trump. Can you believe that? God made Trump. And the other thing that I wanted to point out about this is that it is emblematic of everything else that I say about Trump and what is obvious. It's not like, I'm seeing something that everybody else doesn't see, is that he's a dullard. He is not an innovator. He's never done anything original in his life. He takes other grifts that people have grifted better in the past. They've when they've done it better, they've made money. And he's like, oh, shit, I want to do that grift, too. I want to be a casino magnate. Right? Because this is exactly, it's derivative, of course, of the DeSantis ad. God made DeSantis. Right? Exactly. He doesn't even have an original idea. I'm trying to find it. God made this on the third day. God made DeSantis. Why don't I have that? Let's see. I know I had that in my repertoire. God made DeSantis. Where is it? 10 times this ad evokes God 10 times in 96 seconds. Here, we'll play it off the Twitter machine. Let's see. Here we go.
And on the eighth reason than to serve the people.
Oops.
And on the eighth reason than to serve.
That must be in there. That's on the 8th day God created DeSantis.
Their happiness. So God made a fighter. God said,
These fucking people
challenges conventional wisdom.
Go
and isn't
away,
afraid to
fascists.
defend what he knows to be
Go
right and
away.
just.
We
So
don't
God
want
made
you.
a
We
fighter.
don't need a fucking God.
God said, I need somebody who will take the arrows.
We're,
stand firm
adults.
in the wake of unrelenting attacks. Look a mother in the eyes and tell her that her child will be in school. She can keep her job, go to church, eat dinner with friends.
And then she could bury her parents in a cold, early grave because we've taken no precautions.
And said, I need a protector.
Who will pretend to protect people, but just be a fascist bully who separates and beats down on the most vulnerable, the politically unconnected, those who he can exploit and hate, just like any other fascist before him has done throughout history, and dumbasses will eat it up. Dumbasses, meaning, oh, what happened? It's buffering. Who cares? We don't really need this. Sheriffs for DeSantis. Never stop fighting for freedom. Yeah, that's right. We are fighting for freedom. Against you. Against the fascists. Who hate freedom. Never. Oh, God. You know, I went on that ripoff. That Trump's ripoff social media site. Truth. You know, meaning lies, because every day is opposite day. And I made an account on there. I didn't put my own name. I think it's called Traders Love Trader Trump or something like that. And the whole thing, I don't know if you've ever been on there. It's disgusting. It's like Twitter. Oh, I put this up there under the, it's interesting. It hasn't been taken down yet. Under his video, see, I made this, the Trump Presidential Library of the classified documents in the shitter. And I wrote, you know, this is the funniest thing I've seen. Thanks for the laugh, traders. Trump is a dullard. Can't even come up with his original idea. But others are on there, too. It's fuck Humpty Trumpty, his ignorant, uneducated, trailer park dwelling maggots. So it seems like others are on there, you know, working out their frustrations, too, which is good. But the whole thing, I mean, it's either the morons or normal people working out their frustration, saying like this guy, arrogant loser, not sent by God, not a prophet, not a chosen one, not even a Christian, just a lying reality TV con man who stole millions of dollars from the American taxpayers, a serial rapist, a seditionist, traitor, a racist, a misogynist, an oathbreaker, an un-American draft-dodging coward with no honor. Just a garden variety criminal. I think that pretty much nails it. But the whole site is just filled with a bunch of cultists. And one thing I wanted to point it out, too, for in general, I don't know why this hasn't been brought up in any of the corporate media shows or whatever I've seen about Trump trying to get his, you know, now that, because the Supreme Court is going to hear this insurrection case, whether he's eligible to be on the ballot, and in Colorado and Maine so far. But notice that he's not saying his defense is it's not, okay, how am I going to put this? He's using the defense that he, as so-called president, despite receiving fewer votes, doesn't qualify. He's not doesn't qualify for the 14th Amendment. That he doesn't fall under the purview of the 14th Amendment as the so-called president, despite receiving fewer votes. That he's somehow exempt from the insurrection ineligibility. And I find it interesting that that's the angle he's going for. Not that he didn't commit an insurrection. Not that he is not an insurrectionist. Not that he isn't, that he would never take up arms or incite insurrection or be a traitor against this country. It's that it doesn't affect him. So he could commit insurrection. He could be an insurrectionist. And then, you notice that's pretty telling. Because he's a effing traitor. That's why. He is an insurrectionist. What did you do to me, Jonathan, on the chat? I feel really bad. I hope you're not mad at me. I feel bad. Don't feel bad. I don't know what you did. Oh, you're saying about... I didn't mean to make you feel bad about asking about what I was wearing. Oops. Booty. She's under my feet. I just kicked her. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. You didn't make me feel bad. Please, relax. Relax. All right? Don't beat yourself up. Don't be silly. I'm not mad at you. I'm just saying, why you keep asking me what I'm wearing? But I'm not like trying to make you feel bad. We're just talking here. So please don't waste any more time feeling bad or saying that I'm mad at you. I'm not mad at you at all. Don't be silly. Okay? Everybody good? Everybody feeling good? Everybody better? But, okay. So that's what I'm talking about. He's not saying, oh, I would never be an insurrectionist. I never committed insurrection. His argument is that he doesn't qualify under the 14th Amendment. And then, of course, the Republicans, who are, in fact, they are worse than ever. It's in the Huffington Post. There's an article called 3 years after the January 6th riot, the GOP is more pro-insurrection than ever. Yeah. They've really gone full traitor. And they're traitors. So, the other thing, because they're saying, well, how is this fair to take him off the ballot? We want to vote for an insurrectionist. That's what they want. Even though the reason there is the insurrection ineligibility or exclusion is because we're trying to prevent an authoritarian takeover. It's a way to help cultivate democracy and make sure it's passed down to our progeny or posterity for the future, so this country doesn't fall to authoritarianism. It's a protection. And it doesn't say that you have to be convicted of insurrection. It says if you engage in insurrection and give aid and comfort to those who do, then you're ineligible. No, it doesn't say you got to be convicted of an insurrection. Maybe by that time it's too late. That's why it's in there like that. Oh, watch the Supreme Court, where, this illegitimate Supreme Court, they'll bend themselves 6 times till Tuesday. They'll every which way and loose to ensure that, traitor Trump can destroy pesky democracy once and for all. And that's what they're about. Look at, Ginsurrectionist Thomas. And these traitors who are being basically kept as the pets of billionaires, they have no decency. So their job really is, as they see it, it is to, fix the facts around the policy, to give the legal legitimacy to any of the Republican attacks on democracy. So, yeah. Okay, so where is this? Trump got money before I'm looking at the time here. We only have a few minutes left. 6 minutes. Okay, so let's just say Trump is a traitor. He took bribes. He took 70. Wait, where is it? Donald J. F. and Trump's businesses received at least $7.8 million from 20 foreign governments during his presidency, according to new documents released by House Democrats on Thursday. Oh, it's the Democrats. It's the Democrat Party. They hate Trump. It's Trump derangement syndrome. No, it's not Trump derangement syndrome. It's called being a patriot. It's called having eyes. and not being a dumbass and not letting this Jabba the Hutt parasite rob us and destroy this country any more than he's already done. Oh, but these, how the Republicans are like, China Joe. They always try to make all this shit up. This impeachment inquiry for the Biden crime family. Give me a break. It doesn't even... It's comical. Because, they're running cover for Trump. They're running cover for their traitor. Their traitor-in-chief. Their traitor standard bearer. So, it's not just the Democrats coming. It's not like what we have to put up with the Republicans when they're like, wait till you see the smoking gun. Well, where is it? Oh, it's a coming. It's a coming, and it's gonna be a doozy. There's so much smoke. Smoke where there's smoke, there's got to be a lot of fire. I don't know. There's a lot of smoke, and if it's not illegal, it's got to be illegal. It should be. It should be. Whatever it is, I don't know what it is, but we haven't found it yet. But we will. You better wait. Just wait. Just wait. It's like waiting for Godot. Wait for the proof of this Biden crime family who, Joe Biden has only been in public office for like 40 years. So now, oh, wow, I didn't know that he was living high on the hog in a giant golden castle, shitting in golden toilets while thumbing through America's most delicate secrets that he stole. Right? Who knew? Who knew that he needed to put his tacky name on every tacky building to prove that he had a penis that was worthy, unlike what Stormy Daniels said. Right? Because, he needs all the attention and the accolades. Who knew that he couldn't take a shit in a regular toilet? He needed to be gilded. I didn't know that about Joe Biden. But no, I don't know it because it doesn't happen. It's not true. But unlike the Republicans, who are just a joke, it's like the gang who couldn't crime straight. The Democrats have the receipts. I mean, literal receipts on Trump and all of the bribes and all the grifts and the dirty deals and the money he took from foreign governments, including, and most of it actually, from China. China Joe! It's China Joe! Even though it's all projection, we know that. The daughter getting those fast track tacky, what do you call it? Trademarks for her tacky knockoff shit. She needs, whatever. She needs it. She wants to sell some shit to people that somebody else did better. But she's got to make some money. That's who they are. That's all they are. They have no original thought. They bring nothing of value to society. Right? Even his casino. Just exploiting people's sickness. He needs to get in on that. Get in on, tickling the addiction of some people. So they go up to the casino and try to win some money and take their Social Security money and play the nickel slots. Like, what what? He's not doing anything of value. Everything he does sucks. He's just the worst, horrible, most disgusting person. But God sent him to us. Yeah, he received at least $7.8 million from 20 foreign governments, according to documents, and most of it from China. All right, guys, listen. Become a patron at patreon.com/Tara Devlin. Thank you, Charlie from APS Radio News, for helping me and the community cats. We will win. Give the show a good review on iTunes. We're on the right side of history. We're on the right side of decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. We stick together, we win. My name is Tara Devil, and I've been sent by God. I'll see you soon. My mother was a nun, so... yeah, I was sent by God. On the third day, 2 days after the birth of baby Jesus, came baby Tara. And God said, we need a lesbian. Another one. Another one? That's what my mother said. Another one? Yes, another one. To make everything good. Make it funny. To see the stupidity and report on it on her channel on youtube.com/TaraDevlin. And then God said, let her work 7 days a week without respite. And in between, go feed the community cats. Because on the 8th day, even though God rested, Tara will never rest. She will not. She will sleep when she's dead. But that's okay, because there's a lot of work to do, because God also, well, it wasn't God. It was that demon. That trickster that sent that tax cheating, draft dodging, wannabe dictator con man to Earth as a test, right? The test, it's going to be a very pivotal year. So before we go, House Democrats released a report revealing that Donald F. and Trump's businesses received at least $7.8 million from 20 foreign governments during his presidency, with most of it coming from China. The transactions were detailed in a 156-page report called White House for Sale, which provides concrete evidence, not like James Comer Piles fake ass bullshit. Wait a minute. Wait till you see the smoke. There's gonna be smoke. You better believe it. No, they have the receipts. It's receipts, you know? And it's not like Trump's receipts where he inflates it when he wants to get favorable loan conditions, or deflates it when he has to pay taxes. You know, the taxes that make the country safe and secure, you know, that where we invest. The taxes, when you pay your taxes, you know, you're paying for the body armor for the troops so they can protect themselves as they, you know, save democracy or whatever, right? And then you pay your taxes so they can use it for research and development, like the stem cells that Steve Scalise is now taking advantage of, even though he voted against it his entire political career. Right? I mean, like these people. Oh, don't believe them. The report found that China made the largest total payments of $5.5 million to his business interests, including payments from the Chinese embassy in the United States, the Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, and the Hainan Airlines Holding Company. Saudi Arabia, which we knew, was the second largest spender at Trump's properties. The report raises concerns about potential violations of the Constitution's emolument clauses, which prohibit the president from accepting gifts or payments from foreign governments without congressional consent. Please. Really? Exactly. When it comes to Trump. The payments were documented in records obtained by Mazars USA, Trump's accounting firm, after a years-long legal battle. You see, he tried to conceal this. What do you got to hide? God created you. God made you. God gave you to us, the poor people of Earth. You're here to save us from I don't know what. Because the only thing we need saving from is you. The likes of you. Trump, you filth, you con man, you grifter, you succubus, you parasite. That's the true word for him, parasite. And all of them. Sucking on the body politic, sucking on the federal treasury, sucking every bit of life, any decency, any unity, sucking any humanity out of this country, sucking all of the goodness, all of the compassion, the understanding. Oh yeah, that's so woke. Caring about others who aren't you. Whoa, so woke. I don't worship at the temple of woke. Fuck you. Okay? Sometimes that's all you can say. I mean, legally and peacefully. Sorry, YouTube. I'm sorry. Trump's business received payments from various countries, including China, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, of course, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and Malaysia. All of these, shady places, right? The report highlights the potential conflicts of interest and congressional concerns arising from foreign payments to Trump's businesses during his so-called presidency, despite receiving fewer votes. The report's findings have sparked discussions about potential violations of the emoluments clause. Please, he's a freaking walking violation of every clause because they don't apply to him, right? Just like the 14th Amendment. He could commit insurrection. Why would the founders do that? After the Civil War, let's put a carve out in the 14th Amendment. So the only person that can commit an insurrection is the president. So let's just, fast track this country back into monarchy. Scums. Or intergenerational aristocracy. That's what the Republicans have been doing my entire life. That's why they hate the estate tax. That's a tax that prevents an intergenerational aristocracy from developing. Everybody used to know that. Now it's just too much to pay a tax. Who wants to pay this death tax? And then you have the idiots, not me, boo! Even though they'll never pay it in a zillion lifetimes. Because it only applies to what Teddy Roosevelt called the bloated fortune. Oh, it's so mind-numbing. Where's my Boudica? The release of the report is seen as a political counterpunch to Republicans' impeachment inquiry into President Biden and his family's foreign business dealings, which is what? Hunter Biden? Hunter Biden is on the board of Burisma. And he has a drug addiction. I mean, these people suck. Or had one. He's in recovery. Oh, but that's to be mocked. And he's supposed to be mocked. That's your compassionate conservatism in action. All right, guys. Oh, thank you, Pookie's mommy, Irene. Thank you for all. Thank you all for making this a safer space. I don't think I could have made it through this without you all. Thank you, Pookies, for being part of the community. And thank you for your super chat. Yes, Jonathan, I do have a standing desk. I haven't stood. I need to do stand in a while. I should. But there's so many wires. I feel... I don't know. I got to stand up more. Maybe I will. Yeah, maybe. What is the standing desk? I bought it on Amazon. It wasn't that expensive. It was like $115. It wasn't that bad. And then it goes on a little... You press this. It's not electric. You got to like... what is that? It's like the system of... I guess it's pulleys or something. I don't know how it does it. But you do need some strength to do it. I wish I had an automatic one. That would be easier. But whenever I do it, I have to really make sure everything is, in the right spot. Otherwise, things start falling over and stuff. And wires start getting pulled. But, yes. Can Junior jump that high anymore? Not really. I always have to pick him up. He's getting older. My baby. He's only 12. He's got life left. And his health is good. Knock on wood. Well, he went to the vet. Not on his own. I took him for a checkup, and he had a good report. All of his blood work was good. Everything. He had a very good... all the levels are where they should be, which is... it's good. I like that. I like that part about him. He's a very good boy. And thank you, Kathy, for your super chat. Thank you, Tara, for a great informative week. Thank you. Thank you for joining us here on the Tarabuster Show. No, I mean, you're always here. I love you. Thank you. And I'm glad you enjoyed the week. I really did too. I liked talking with the Brownings. They're awesome. Awesome people. They were great. I wish I could. Maybe I'll have them on again. I'll ask them. They probably would. But what would they talk about? I don't know. I'm going to watch that polygamy show. Maybe I can get Tawny back on to talk about polygamy and escaping polygamy, because she's a producer on A&E on escaping polygamy. It's very good. I watched that show too, but she said it's the new season or new series is coming up this week. Let me look this up. Escaping polygamy. Let me see. Okay, it's time. Watch the sneak peek. The new documentary series, Secrets of Polygamy, premieres this Monday, January 8th at 10/9 Central. It's about to get real fast. Let's see. You want to watch the trailer?
What can I do for you?
I'm trying to locate some children in a drop dancing.
Polygamy alone is not a story. It's the things that happen related to polygamy.
There's some really bad things happening in the FLDS. At the age of 12, I was married to Warren Jeffs.
People are being brutalized in the name of polygamy.
I'm very glad that I got my girls out when I did.
Crimes against children, crimes against women.
You all right?
I'm scared.
The Order is the wealthiest polygamous group.
There is evidence of corruption.
Stealing over $500 million.
Warren was marrying young girls, but no one dared actually speak it. I don't know what it's gonna take to stop it, but it definitely needs to stop.
They were monsters to me.
Why do you think that is?
To keep us brainwashed.
My only goal in
there's
doing all this
Tawny.
stuff is to make it stop.
Secrets of Polygamy. New series premieres Monday, January 8th at 10. Only on A&E.
Was that Mattson in there too? That's Tawny. Is that Madsen? I'll have to watch. It looks great. It's right up my alley. I've watched that before. I can't wait. I hope I don't get dinged with a copyright for showing that. But, oh well. Oh wellsies. All right, listen, guys. Listen, guys. Guys. Maybe get Michael Cohen. I know. I've thought about it. Asking. And also marry Trump. I got to reach out to them. Why not, right? Well, worst they could do is say no. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I mean, you got to say something. Somehow the show is getting some notice, I guess, because these authors, they're approaching me. You know, the Matsons approached me to come on the show. Not the Matsons, they're publicity people. So, and there's others that they're offering for interviews, and we'll have interviews with them. Yes, I thought about Mary Trump. She's so awesome. Damn it. I need some, I don't know. What do I need? I don't know. I gotta ask. I just gotta do it. I will. I need somebody that is, forceful. I don't know. Is it forceful? Somebody that could talk it up or something. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. Why keep saying I don't know? It never hurts to ask. You're right. As my dad said. My dad, too. It's true. Yes, marry Trump. Oh, all right. I'll think about it. I mean, I won't think about it. I will do it. But I have other things to do, but I'll put that on the list. Let's see. She's awesome. I have thought about it before. Because you know why? Too? When I watch her show, it's kind of like my show. It reminds me of my show because she has the camera, the same thing, like I do, and you could see her house behind her, and she has birds that interrupt the show. That where I have the cats, so she has a macaw, and I find it we have a lot in common. She's got kind of hair like I do, right? Got glasses. We kind of look alike, really, in a way. All right, guys. All right, I gotta go. What time is it? 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time now. It's time to go and get unconscious. That was me pretending to snore. Sorry to gross you out there. Okay, listen, guys. Yes, I know, right? Heiko, freedom to marry your daughter. Perfect MAGA lore. It's true, though. These goddamn... Like, we're supposed to, we're supposed to respect somebody's religious beliefs, even though it's complete subjugation and just misogyny. Ugh. All right, guys, let's get back together during the week. I'm not sure what day at this point, but we will have a show. Maybe, I don't know. I can't say. I can't promise. Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday. Depends. I have to go to the dentist. I have to see how I feel. And then other things. Just time. But we will have a show during the week. I promise you that. And let us all stay safe in the meantime. All right, my friends? I love you all. If you can, give the show a good review. If you can, if you're new, become a patron. Soon I'll have the YouTube memberships open. If you want to give whatever. You can use the PayPal, send a donation if you want. Yes, Bob Seska. He's a Facebook friend of mine. That's an in. Right? All right. Maybe I'll send Mary Trump a Facebook friend. We probably have mutual friends. You know? Let me see this. Let me look this up. If she has a public Facebook or a Facebook that isn't just a fan page, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Mary Trump. Huh. Let me see. It's a public. Follow it? Why not? Follow. Yeah, this is like the fan page. It's not her personal page. She might not have one. Do you know what I mean? All right. But we'll figure it out. She is active. Oh no, not really. This is not active. This page. It says. It's like last update was 2022 on the Facebooks. Anyway, all right. Well, if anybody has any suggestions, if you have any ins, let me know and I'll follow up. All right, my friends. Love you. Let's get together. And I will remember, we stick together, we win. My name is Tara Devlin, and I will see you during